Just sitting on the bed, just relaxing. Gonna make this a much more intimate sort of a video. So, yeah, Cheech, put your hookah down, take a seat. Maybe I can teach you how to make a little stash money if that's what you're into. My name's Cody. This is Wall Street Breakdown. We're not talking about selling drugs, but unfortunately, we actually kind of are. Yeah, so there's a company up here in Canada named Canopy Growth. They are the world's biggest medical marijuana grower. They are publicly traded up here. They are a fairly large company, market capitalization $2 billion, somewhere in that neighborhood. Yeah, so apparently legalized marijuana is going to be coming to Canada in a short period of time. That's going on. So there's some stocks out there that move around, Aurora, Canopy, a couple other ones. It's speculative at best. I mean, it's not even legalized. This can't be monetized near to the level that we assume it's going to be. It's a problem with, I mean, here, if you really want to get into where my issue is with it, not as an investment or as a moral issue, but my issue is you don't know how many licenses are going to get out there. See, right now, there's not a whole lot of licenses. The federal government in Canada has only released, I mean, it's in the 20s. It's not a lot. There's only so many licenses for growers. What happens when they're able to monetize this to the level that they want? What happens when the United States maybe they're okay with it as well, and it becomes sort of an arms race into a new marketplace? How many licenses become available? So some of these companies here that people are investing in, anything more than short term, and short term is an investing strategy that I would recommend. Anything more than short term, I would say it becomes very, very speculative. So there's a company in the United States that does a similar job, very similar to Canopy. Their name is Constellation Brands. They make liquor, all sorts of liquor like Corona. So they're doing similar stuff that distracts you from being on your job. But they invested in Canopy Growth, 245 million Canadian for a 9.9% stake in Canopy. That is a big touch. That's a lot of money. That's more than what I would say that company is worth for 10%. But that's not how Constellation Brands sees it. They said they see it as a well-run company with really good management at the top. That may very well be true. They again see it as something where it's not going to enter the United States right now, because obviously there's no way for them to try to get into the US in the same legal way. So they're not gonna broach that topic at this point, they've basically said, but that doesn't mean that's not going to happen in the future. That's not kind of what their agenda is. And they've got an option to buy into more than the 9.9% that they got. So we talk about these medical marijuana, the grow op, right? Like, I don't see how we're not going to get umpteen number of licenses from the Canadian government opened up and major investors come up. And these companies that are built on debt, like Canopy, it's built on debt. I mean, these companies, they haven't made enough money yet. Like you're going to get people coming up here straight liquid that are just going to drop, $5 billion, boom, infrastructure, get it up, everything. We're now the biggest. And you've got so many investors out there with that kind of, when a new market comes along, most guys made their money in new markets. They know that that's the way it's going to go. They know the tides of change, right? The big problem is that you invest in these companies for anything more than the short term, and the short term is very speculative. And our big concern is that you end up losing your money. A grow op, man, I don't know. Is that a place really to invest? Would you go invest in like some guys grow up? I've never really been a big fan of Philip Morris or Anheuser-Busch InBev or whatever version of it they were. I'm not into that stuff. You know what? People want to, that's just different stuff for me. So maybe I'm a little bit biased, but I've got an opinion on it. And my opinion is maybe don't, with so many good companies in Canada and Canada probably coming back, do you really think that's the industry that's probably going to pop? I mean, I don't necessarily see it. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know. I'm Cody from Wall Street Breakdown. If you haven't already, click the subscribe button, click the notification bell, leave a thumbs up for this video, all the videos, and a comment. Canopy seems to be a bit of a hot button issue. If you've got a comment and you think you know why Canopy's a good investment, let the people know. People deserve to know. My opinion isn't the all-seeing eye, that's for sure. If it was, I'd be so balling already. But, you know, it's a bit of a grind to so ball, and so we'll get there. But as of right now, I want to know why somebody would think that this is not just a speculative stock that you would allocate maybe 5% of a portfolio to, and a good enough reason to talk about something like this, but not something where, I mean, a majority of investors that don't invest in Canada, I guess I'll say, I'll add this on to the end of this, come up to me and talk to me about this. It's like because weed's in the news, all of a sudden everybody's like, hey man, should I like invest in like these weed stocks? Like, what else are you invested in? How diversified are you? You know, there's a lot of really sound, structurally hard, strong companies that pay dividends just gnarly every year, all the time. There's way more safe money out there than this. If you're trying to make fast money off this kind of stuff, you better have a lot of money to invest and know when to get in and when to get out. And that's just a fool's game. Might as well go play roulette as far as I'm concerned. But again, comments, let me know. Maybe you know better. I love to learn.